Today I'm going to tell you how to take some meat, this is duck, and a smoker and make some jerky. First of all, a disclaimer. I'm not a professional. This is just how I do things at my house, and I'm sharing it with you. Take that as you will. The first thing you're going to need if you're going to make jerky is meat. We normally use venison to make our jerky. This time we decided to do duck and venison. So we did a really big batch of duck jerky, and then we did a few smaller batches of venison jerky. The first thing you need to do is you gotta grind up that meat. So we did a coarse grind with our meat grinder, and then put it into a big old tub so we could mix some spices into it to make the jerky. Now, what do you do for spices? There are some people that make their own jerky spice mix. That's one of the things we haven't done yet. We make a lot of our own stuff here, but jerky seasoning just isn't one that we've done yet. But there are lots of different really good spice mixes that you can get at the store. Lots of different options. If you're going to use the store-bought ones, just make sure that you read the directions because the amounts of meat that they use are sometimes different. Sometimes the package of seasonings will be for 5 pounds, sometimes 6 pounds, sometimes it will say up to 14 pounds. So just know what you're working with before you choose the spice that you're going to use, the mix that you're going to use, and make sure that you are appropriately prepared for the right thing. Sometimes the jerky seasoning will say that you have to let the meat sit refrigerated with that spice on it before you actually make the jerky. Sometimes you have to let it sit for a week. The ones that we used this last time that we made jerky, actually you could have made it immediately. We didn't have time, and so we mixed everything up and then we put it in our garage fridge, and it sat for about a week, and then we continued the process of making jerky. In the garage here, we have a bunch of bowls of ground up duck and ground up venison that has been sitting with various spices and things on that. Which one am I looking for? The one that's in the back, of course. Grab this one from the back. Let's see. This is the duck with the original spices on it. So we will bring that inside. We've got some venison teriyaki. We've got venison sweet hardwood, and back there then we got venison maple bacon. So here we go. We have this fabulous jerky gun, which, if you'll notice, is basically like a caulk gun for meat. How awesome is that? And it works really slick. Duck. Original. Whoa. Look at that. Ground up duck. It will become jerky. Dogs are helping. Dogs helping. Dogs helping. You have duck meat on your back. Now it's time for it to go in the smoker. So what exactly do we do? Well, this is gonna depend on what kind of smoker you have, how thick you made your chunks of jerky, how cold it is outside while you're smoking. It was so cold on the day that we were smoking. So the temperature that you smoke it at is gonna depend on a lot of different stuff. We smoked it at, we did several batches when we were making this jerky. It generally took 2 to 2.5 hours to get a batch done. Stop eating jerky while you're talking about making jerky. That's so rude, Amy. The last day we made jerky, it was a little bit warmer, so we actually bumped the temperature down in the smoker, and the jerky was done in about 90 minutes. Now, if you look up a lot of different recipes, this is going to be way faster than most people make jerky in a smoker, and a way higher temp than most people make jerky in a smoker. But like I've said before, We're not professionals. This is just what we do, and it works for us. And that's that. Another tip we figured out was about an hour in or halfway through your smoking adventure, go ahead and switch the trays around so that the one that was on the bottom is on the top and so forth. Our smoker gets really hot on the bottom, and so those pieces get done way faster than the ones on the top. So if you do a little shifty shift of the trays while they're smoking, that helps to even that out a little bit. From 22 pounds of ground meat, we ended up with 14 pounds of jerky, which is awesome. We do keep a couple of packages out in the fridge, but then we actually vacuum seal and put the rest of it in the freezer. A lot of people have said, don't you just eat all the jerky as soon as you make it? We used to, but now that we make more jerky and we actually made a really big batch this last time, it's not as much of a novelty anymore, so it actually tends to last, which is awesome. If you have any more questions about making jerky or you've got some tips for me, I'm not a professional. We're just doing what we do at our house and sharing it with you. So if you have any tips or any recipes you want to share with me, feel free to put them in the comments. Otherwise, rock on. I gotta go eat more jerky. I keep forgetting that I can't eat this and talk and make a video at the same time. It's so good.